Hello, I'm Forrest Wood. Welcome to Plattsburgh, New York and Lake Champlain. We're here for the Forrest Wood Open.
The regular season comes to a grand finale today on the Walmart FLW Tour. Lake Champlain's bountiful bass set records all week as anglers tip scales to unprecedented levels. $210,000 awaits our winner starting right now on FLW Outdoors. Hello, America, and welcome to Plattsburgh, New York, the home of beautiful Lake Champlain. This is the Forrest Wood Open, and I'm Carlton Wing.
I love New York, and I'm Taylor Carr.
I'm Charlie Evans here at this event. It's presented by Kellogg's.
Our 10 finalists have taken the stage. These anglers have earned their way to this slot. One of these 10 finalists will raise a $210,000 first place prize. This tournament also very important because qualifying is taking place for the FLW Tour Championship coming up in September. These anglers earned valuable points and valuable seating in a very unique head-to-head style format. That's a lot of fun as well.
And Charlie, all season long, these anglers have said, just wait for Lake Champlain.
What a great place to fish. We have set records on day 1, set records on day 2, we set records on day 3. What a tremendous fishery. The #1 bass fishing site in the world.
It has really been incredible. The key, of course, is to make it past the first 2 days. We started with 178 of the world's best anglers fishing 2 days. The key is to make that top 20. Now add to that the drama of an Angler of the Year race that went right down to the wire. And here's what happened.
This is the Forrest Wood Open here on Lake Champlain. One of these guys will walk away here with $210,000 in cash.
Day one.
What more could the FLW and its world-class anglers ask for? Beautiful day 1 weather on a beautiful lake and an unheard of abundance of fish. Talk about fish. Wednesday's weigh-in revealed that of 178 pro anglers, all but 8 bagged the 5-fish limit. Far and away the biggest day 1 this season.
Isn't this a great place to fish?
It's the best place that I've ever fished, for sure. It's incredible.
Very early, Michigan's Chad Grigsby set the tone, taking the lead with 19 pounds, 14 ounces. And he had company near the top. Kim Stricker with 18.14, Alton Jones at 18.13, and Rob Kilby at 18.10. Having several big fish was critical. Al Gagliarducci had day 1's big bass, a 6-pound largemouth, but it was his only large fish. Contrast that with Kilby's sack that contained several lunkers, and you have the difference between 4th and 74th place.
Talking about Lake Champlain, and to have it bite me like this, I don't liking it too much.
The biggest bottleneck on the leaderboard was right around the projected cut line, a crowd that included Paul Elias.
It was a nice day, you know, light winds, and you could see real well. The fish were spawning. I had 16.9 and just hope some more move in because I picked them pretty thin out there along with everybody else.
Angler of the Year points leader Kevin Van Dam stood in 30th place after day 1. If he finished 28th or better, he had the title, no matter what second place Jay Ellis did. But Yellis was in the game in 19th place.
Well, I had just a fair day. I don't know, I've got maybe 15 or 16 pounds, but that's not a real good day on Lake Champlain.
I'll tell you, I was more worried today than I have ever been, you know, going into the last day, looking at Angler of the Year. I didn't have that good a practice, and it was a pretty tough day for me today.
Grigsby, meanwhile, was an interested observer who hoped his early lead was a prelude to his first FLW title.
I probably caught 2 limits today, and each fish kept getting better and better. Some are spawned out, and some are still spawned, so I got a little bit of everything.
Day 2.
On day 2, the early bite seemed to say the record catch would continue. Minutes after launch, Coleman pro Charlie Ingram was having success with a tube, and Kellogg's pro Marty Fourkiller was on fish too, though he'd later regret not targeting largemouth. But only a few yards away, Kevin Van Dam was struggling, at least by Van Dam standards, and the Angler of the Year race was about to turn around. Van Dam would check in with just under 14 pounds, which placed him in the top 20 briefly, but he quickly dropped well below the cut line as angler after angler beat his weight. Meanwhile, Jay Yellis approached the tent knowing Van Dam was off his game and that a healthy sack would keep him in the race.
Jay Ellis has got 5 in the bag, 17 pounds, 8 ounces, 33.15. He is in.
Yellis made the cut easily, while Van Dam dropped all the way to 44th place, leaving the door wide open. Yellis could clinch the title outright if he finished 15th or better.
You know, it's interesting because I haven't had any pressure on me all week because Kevin had to stumble for me to have a chance to win that Angler of the Year title.
He's catching them real good here, so I'd be disappointed if he didn't win it. You know, I mean, of course I want to win, but it's going to be, you know, it's his to win now.
Van Dam wasn't the only favorite to miss the cut. Clark Wendlandt and Dion Hibden were 4 ounces short, and Wesley Strader, Mike Worm, and Aaron Martins were off by less than a pound. Leading the way for the 20 semifinalists was Day 1 leader Chad Grigsby, back for more, followed by Dean Rojas, Scott Martin, Jay Yellis, and Kevin Vida. And for the record, the first 2 days on Champlain produced the 2 biggest total catches in FLW history. Updating the co-angler competition, Rick Lysick of Springfield, Missouri won the $40,000 first prize, and Fred Hill of Roxborough, North Carolina was crowned co-angler of the year. Coming up next from Lake Champlain, Jay Yellis tries to clinch the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year title.
FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices, always. By Kellogg's, the best to you each morning. By Everstart Batteries, more power for your money. And by Faded Glory. Welcome back to Plattsburgh, New York, everybody. This is the Forrest Wood Open. This is the 6th and final stop on the FLW Tour's regular season. It is a very important tournament, not only for the seeding, but there is a lot more money involved. $1 million will be handed out over the weekend, $210,000 going to our winner. Now, we began this week with a full field of 178 professionals. They cut themselves down to 20, and then from 20 down to 10. The anglers who made today's finals made what we call the Poland cut. Let's meet our 10 finalists right now. Our first angler already owns one big victory in this tournament. He made up a 28-point deficit in the season standings and took the top spot thanks to solid fishing on days 1 and 2. He's in his 3rd FLW final. He is your 2002 Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year from Tyler, Texas, Jay Yellis. Our next angler is making a habit out of making the cut. He's done so 4 times this year, and he was the only angler to catch at least 17 pounds in the first 2 days. He's looking for his first FLW win. From Lake Havasu City, Arizona, Dean Rojas. Our next angler already owns one FLW tournament championship and is one of the veterans on the tour. He's competing in his 8th top 10 and made the cut thanks to a monster stringer on day 2, 1 ounce shy of 19 pounds. From Wagoner, Oklahoma, Tommy Biffle. Our next angler is one of the legends in the sport. He's a 3-time FLW tournament champion competing in his 16th FLW top 10. He has finished in the top 20 of the season standings all but 1 year. From Ava, Missouri, Rick Klun. Having spent a good portion of this season ranked number 1 in the standings, our next angler is enjoying quite a debut year on the FLW Tour. His consistency is why he's contending once again for an FLW title. From Pecola, Oklahoma, Sam Newey. Our next angler is enjoying one of the greatest years in the history of professional fishing. Already a $700,000 winner in the Ranger M1. He's in his 7th FLW top 10 and always within striking distance of another big payday. From Manteo, North Carolina, David Dudley. Our next angler is in his 2nd FLW final round. He earned his way into the semifinals with a 17-pound, 3-ounce catch. His day 3 weight was 13 pounds, 13 ounces, 6th best in the field of 20. From Canton, Georgia, Mark Harden. Our next angler has been buzzing around the top 10 all week. During yesterday's semifinals, he surged to the top of the heap with a 16-pound, 13-ounce stringer. This is a great story of the tournament. It's his first FLW event. From Lake Wiley, South Carolina, Todd Auten. Our next angler is a past winner of the Forrest Wood Open, winning in 1997 on Lake Minnetonka. His 18-pound stringer on day 1 helped keep him in position to host the best A third best total in the semifinals from Carver, Minnesota, Jim Moyna. Our final angler is a former co-angler of the year. His day 2 total of 18 pounds, 7 ounces was one of the best of the day and made sure he'd have an opportunity to contend for his second FLW tournament title. From Clewiston, Florida, Scott Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, your 10 finalists for the 2002 Forrest Wood Open. Now, this is the Forrest Wood Open, and if you want to know what FLW stands for, it's Forrest L. Wood, a man who truly embodies the essence of bass fishing. Our Taylor Carr had an opportunity to talk to Mr. FLW, Forrest Wood.
This is such a beautiful place, friendly people, and great fishing, and what more could a fisherman ask for?
You see all these fish coming in all these Ranger boats. What do you think?
Oh, I think what a great world it is, and how lucky I am to have been a part of that through the years. Ranger boats have been around for 33 years, I guess, now, and we've seen significant progress made in the sport fishing in this country.
And to have this tour and this tournament named after you, what does that mean to you?
I never expected it to come as far as it has, as fast as it has. And of course, then Irwin Jacobs and the people that have assembled the great sponsors that we have today are responsible for it getting where it is today. And it's just a great, great thrill to be associated with an organization that is thought of as highly as this one is by as many people as it is.
Welcome back to the Forrest Wood Open on beautiful Lake Champlain. This was a record-setting tournament. Our anglers have circled this date on their calendar many moons ago because they knew the quality fish that were available here in Lake Champlain. Our full field cut themselves down to a semifinal field of 20. That took place yesterday. Yesterday was a big day because our field of 20 cut down to 10. Let's take a look at what happened on day 3 on Lake Champlain.
Day 3.
Two storylines dominated the semifinal round. The first, a talented group of 20 anglers trying to move closer to the $210,000 first place paycheck. The second storyline, one angler trying for 2 big wins. We gave a microphone to another angler who knows a thing or two about tournament pressure, Larry Nixon. Larry asked Jay Yellis about his double-edged day on the water.
It's also a very important tournament for you as far as the Angler of the Year standings is concerned. And man, I'll tell you what, I'm pulling for you. You think you can handle that?
I've gone from having absolutely no pressure on me all week because it was up to Kevin, and he happened to stumble this week. So now I've gone from having no pressure to having all the pressure on me.
Jay needed at least a 16th place finish to overtake Kevin Van Dam for Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Jay rose to the occasion, finishing 10th, winning Angler of the Year, and is still in position for another big win this week. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your 2002 Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year, Jay Yellis. The rest of the field focused on fishing and winning the Forrest Wood Open. One angler had caught more than anyone, Chad Grigsby, but Chad symbolized how fishing fortunes change as quickly as the weather. Grigsby caught 1 fish and finished 20th. Jimmy Luthner is a native of the area. He had circled this week on his calendar long ago. Jimmy made quite a run this week, but his semifinal weight of just under 10 pounds was good for a 16th place finish. What remains is one of the most accomplished final rounds in FLW history. 5 former champions joined several of the rising stars on the FLW Tour for a thrilling conclusion to the 2002 Forrest Wood Open. It was indeed a very talented group. Our 10 finalists surround our stage right now. We are just moments away from finding out who went fishing and who went catching. Don't go away. The weigh-in starts when we come back. Welcome back to the Forrest Wood Open from Plattsburgh, New York. Beautiful Lake Champlain. Let's start weighing in some of these fish now. This will begin our shootout style weigh-in. We've met our anglers. Now let's meet their fish. All right. Our first angler is Jay Yellis, our 2002 Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. what a better way to get started with this weigh-in now. He'll bring up one fish and set the mark. The way this will go is each angler following will have to take their turn on top of the hill to take the lead.
His first fish, 1 pound, 5 ounces, 1-5.
There's our mark. Next up, Dean Rojas from Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and he'll need to bring up a fish or a composite of fish that is at least 1 pound, 6 ounces.
That'll do it. A beautiful smallmouth that weighs in at 2 pounds, 13 ounces, 213.
So now Dean Rojas is our leader, and it will be up to Tommy Biffle to come up and bring up a fish that's at least 2 pounds and 14 ounces so that he will then take the lead. The way you stay in the game is by taking the lead.
Looking for 2 pounds and 14 ounces, Tommy Biffle. Winner of our Pascagoula event. That one is 2-1. We'll need at least one more, Tommy. You bring in his second fish. That'll do it. He's got largemouth. 2 fish in the basket here. The weight here, 4 pounds even. 4 even for Tommy Biffle.
Okay, so Tommy now takes his turn on top of the hill. Rick Clunn will come up next, our 4th angler. Rick will need to bring up at least 4 pounds and 1 ounce.
There's fish number 1, a smallmouth, reaching for number 2. Number 2. Here is fish number 3. We'll check that. We need to get to 4 pounds, 1 ounce. Going to need his 4th fish. Here, that will do it for sure. Fish number 4. 4 fish, all alive.
And active.
The weight, 6 pounds, 4 ounces, 6'4".
All right. Rick Clunn is now our leader. Let's go to Sam Newby from Pecola, Oklahoma. Sam will need to bring up 6 pounds and 5 ounces to take the lead.
Oh, that's a great way to start there. Beautiful largemouth, reaching for number 2. That one weighs 3-1. Got to get to 6'5". That's a smallmouth. Looking for 6 pounds, 5 ounces. We're at 5'15". We'll need number 3, and that will do it. Another largemouth, 3 fish in the basket here. Total weight here, 8 pounds, 9 ounces, the new leader.
All right. We've gone halfway around the horn. Now let's bring up our 6th angler, David Dudley. His mark to beat, 8 pounds, 9 ounces.
Former M1 champion, matter of fact, reigning M1 champion, won $700,000 down in Mobile, Alabama. Trying to add another 210 here for a Castro Pro. Needs 8 pounds, 10 ounces to take the lead.
A win here this week would give him $910,000 in winnings in just 2 of the
2
tournaments.
events.
Just 2 events.
There is number 3. We're looking for 8-10. And there's number 4. Let's check the weight and see if that will do it. Four fish. They are alive. We'll get them weighed here in about a half an hour.
Yeah.
These beautiful smallmouth are very active. Get them back out into the lake. 9 pounds, 3 ounces, 9-3, a new leader.
All right. David Dudley has taken his turn on top of the hill. Here comes Mark Harden. Mark needs to bring up 9 pounds and 4 ounces to take his turn on top of the hill and stay in the game. Feeling confident here?
Well, I think I can get there.
Starting with smallmouth there for fish number 1. Predominantly weighed in a lot. Most of the fish have been smallmouth, although we have had some great largemouth stringers here this week. Reaching for number 3. Again, 9-4. We're at 6-10. There is fish number 4. Let's see if that will do it. Looking for 9 pounds, 4 ounces. 9 pounds, 14 ounces, a new leader.
All right. That's symbolic of the type of fishing we've seen all week. Our first 7 anglers have all taken their turn in first place. Here comes Todd Otten. Todd had the best stringer of yesterday's semifinal round, 16 pounds, 13 ounces.
In his first top 10 out on the Alpo boat today. Fish number 1's a smallmouth, reaching for number 2. Needs to get to 9:15. Another beautiful fish there. Here's number 3, a largemouth. Reaching for number 4, and this one should put him over the top. 4 fish. The limit is 5. Here's 4 fish that weigh in at 10 pounds, 14 ounces, a new leader, 10-14.
Well done, well done. All right, Jim Moyna is coming up next. Jim has won this event before back in '97. He's back for more, and he needs to bring up 10 pounds and 15 ounces.
Champion of the Forrest Wood Open in the Mall of America in Minneapolis, Minnesota, up on Lake Minnetonka. There's fish number 1, a largemouth. Needs to get to 10-15. There is number 2. Here comes number 3. Moving up. Now we're in the 7-pound range. Here's number 4. Let's check that one. Let's see if we can get to 10-15. We're at 10 pounds, 4 ounces. We're going to need one more. He's gone back again. 10-4. You'll need one more keeper to take the lead, and that will be his limit fish.
Getting down to the end of that final round now and taking over the top of the hill. Look at that.
Oh, yes. That's the way to finish up a limit there. This is our tournament leader now with a limit of fish, 5 fish that weigh in at 14 pounds, even a new leader.
All right. Well done. That's Jim Moyna.
That big one is for my wife, Deidre, who puts up with me and takes care of the kids by herself at home when I'm gone having fun fishing.
All right, Jim Moyna, ready for Scott Martin now.
Okay, Scott Martin is coming up next. He will round out our first round, our 10th angler. Scott's got quite a bar to climb over. 14 pounds is the mark.
Fish number 1. Here is number 2. Scott won an event down on the Pascagoula River. Matter of fact, ran over to Mobile, Alabama to win that event. $100,000 winner there, trying to add another 210 here. There's 3 keepers so far. The limit's 5. Here's number 4, beautiful smallmouth. And he's going to reach for his tournament limit. Beautiful limit there. He needs to jump above the 14-pound range to take over the lead and kick out Jim Moyna. We have it here. 5 fish in the bag. All 5 alive. The weight. Make sure it's just exactly right. 13 pounds. 14 ounces, 13, 14, just 2 ounces shy.
Oh, it was a great tournament. It really was. I had, thank you. My wife and all of the families at home at Walmart watching, and I came in with the goal to make the top 20, and I prayed a lot about it. We had my whole family and my pastor and everybody at home praying, and the Lord just blessed me, and I just want to say thanks. It's a great lake here, and I had an opportunity to win it today. I lost 3 big fish today, but I'm real pleased with what I caught today.
We got video view where they can watch what you did there on Lake Champlain, and again, tell us what you're doing here.
Probably right there. I was probably actually sight fishing that fish. Fish are on these beds in about 8 and 10 foot of water. They're real hard to see, and it's really hurt me the last couple of days with the clouds and the winds that we've had the last couple of days to be able to see the fish.
What bait are you using?
Actually, right there, I was probably using a Matsuo tube. The one I use has little eyes on it, and it seems to really aggravate those fish.
Catch a lot of fish today?
No, not really. Not really. I had to hunt and pick and catch the ones that I figured it would help. I knew that I needed at least 15 pounds to win, so I wasn't trying to catch any small ones today.
Just fishing for the big fish, and now later in the day.
I'm not sure which one this is here. That was that largemouth I think I weighed it in. That's kind of what hurt me. I might have actually got rid of that one. I think actually I called that fish later.
Catch a lot of keepers out there today?
No, like I said, I only caught maybe 6 or 8 keepers today. I only really tried to catch what would help me. You know, I had some really big smallmouth, and my best smallmouth spot didn't pay off today. But, you know, the Lord just blessed me. I'm just real happy with the finish, and I just want to thank everybody at home and thank the audience for all the prayers and the support. And it's a great town. I hope we come back.
We will be back. Scott Martin.
Okay. We've gone through our first round. 9 anglers still remain. 1 angler has weighed out. Our second round is coming up when we come back. FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Energizer, batteries and flashlights, the power to keep going and going. By Fujifilm, do you speak Fuji? By Stanley Products, make something great. And by Pepsi, the joy of Pepsi. The first round is complete. Here is your leaderboard. Jim Moyna is out on top, followed by Scott Martin, Todd Auten, Mark Harden, and David Dudley. That's your front 5. Sam Newby, Rick Clunn, Tommy Biffle, Dean Rojas, and Jay Yellis round out your top 10. The anglers are not the only ones that are paying close attention to the proceedings on stage here today. Taylor Carr is in the audience with a guest who is also
with Angela Cannizzaro, David Dudley's fiance. Now, do you know how David did today, Angela?
No, I usually do, but I had no idea today.
Are you ready to be married to a pro angler?
I think so. She'll keep your heart thumping.
Where are you guys going on your honeymoon?
I don't know yet.
Don't let him take you fishing, okay?
Oh, no, I won't.
Angela Cannizzaro, she's rooting for David Dudley, Carlton.
Well, the way David's been catching fish, they might be right back here at Lake Champlain for their honeymoon. How about that? Round number 2, let's get started with Jay Yellis. Now, Jay weighed in 1 fish in the first round, 1 pound 5 ounces, but that bar has risen significantly since. 12 pounds and 11 ounces is what we're looking for now in the second round.
Starts with a largemouth there. That would be his second fish. Here's fish number 3. Going to have to move up in size here, Jay. They fish in the Kellogg's boat out there. There's number 4. 1 more for the tournament limit, and that's a limit of fish for him. These 4, he needs 12, 11. This won't do it. These 4 weigh in at 5 pounds, 10 ounces. 5, 10, not enough, Jay.
No, not enough, but it's been a great week, Charlie. I think I might have had a little bit of a mental letdown today after I was been pushing so hard to win that Angler of the Year title all week, and I won that yesterday, and I changed water today. I've been fishing south way down the lake, and I just fished up north today. Tried to do some different things to catch.
Let's watch you out there on Lake Champlain and see something that you're doing. Again, explain to us what you're doing.
I think I'm fishing a spinnerbait right here, trying to catch some largemouth up in Missisquoi Bay. I went up there and fished all day, trying to catch a little bit bigger fish, but it didn't pan out. It's a hard thing to do. I hadn't been up there for 6 days. I was really out of tune with what's going on. I was just a gamble. I rolled the dice, tried to go up there to catch some 3 to 4 pound largemouth, try to find them in just a few quick, short hours, but it didn't work.
Again, the reason for that switch, you didn't feel like you had a large enough fish in what you'd been fishing.
Right. I only had like 10 pounds yesterday in the water I was fishing down south, so I thought I'd change and go somewhere else today. And you have to gamble sometimes in these tournaments to have a chance to win.
Absolutely. When you get in this position, obviously, you're going to try to go for the win. And again, the big thing for you was, yesterday took a ton of weight off of your shoulders, that Angler of the Year title.
That was a big thrill. That was a real highlight for me, Charlie. One of the highlights of my whole fishing career, to win that Angler of the Year title. And it was just it's been a great week. I love fishing Lake Champlain. It's one of the best bass lakes in the country. And it really is. You guys, I hope everybody that lives up here appreciates what's in their backyard. Not only is it a great fishing lake, but there's some of the prettiest scenery in the lake. You get out in the middle of the lake down there around the Four Brothers Islands down there, and you got all those mountains on both sides of the lake. It is just you can definitely see God through His creation on this lake.
Absolutely. As the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year, you'll get $25,000 in cash, and you'll also appear on the box of Kellogg's here and be a national hero.
Yeah, that's a real thrill. I can't wait to call my nieces and nephews and tell them to run out to Walmart and buy a box of cornflakes. That'll be fun.
Our 2002 Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year, Mr. Jay Ellis.
Okay. All right, we've weighed out 2 anglers. We have 8 remaining. The weigh-in continues when we come back. Welcome back to Plattsburgh, New York, everybody. We just heard from our 2002 Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Now let's hear from Mrs. Yellis. She's with Taylor Carr. Taylor?
Jill Yellis with daughters Hannah and Bethany. Jay just weighed out. Is he disappointed, Jill?
I am a little bit. We are still just so thrilled at the Angler of the Year title. That was such a feather in his hat and such a blessing. So we are just rejoicing.
What does it mean to Jay to win Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year?
Well, an Angler of the Year title, as everyone knows, is the best fisherman for that year. And so at that competitive level on the FLW Tour is just incredible. So we are just so thankful.
Jill Yellis, thanks a lot. Jay's going to look good on a box of Kellogg's, Carlton.
Can't wait for breakfast in the Yellis home. Let's continue on now, round number 2. Dean Rojas is coming up next. Now, Dean has brought up 1 fish. He needs 11 pounds and 3 ounces for the lead.
Here's fish number 1 all week long. Dean's saying I'm right on track, all the way through day 1, right on track on day 2, right on track on day 3. Let's see if he's still on track on day 4. He needs 11 pounds, 4 ounces, 11.4. There is a beautiful fish there. And here is his limit fish. He needs 1 for a limit, and that's it. A 5-fish limit for Dean Rojas, 14 pounds, is in the lead. He only needs 11.3, 11.4 to take over the lead, and these 4 fish weigh in at 13 pounds, 3 ounces, a new leader, 13.3. And
right.
That kicks out Jim Mona. Jim?
Jim Mona was our previous leader at 14 pounds even. Jim has now weighed out.
Dean brought in 16 pounds. 14 pounds is still a great shot for today.
Well, Dean had he'd been pretty consistent, bringing in some good bags all 3 days, and I knew he wouldn't let himself down again today. So with my 14 pounds, I knew that really wasn't gonna, cut the mustard on this lake.
It's a great finish. We'll have a good check for him. Let's give him a great round of applause. Jim Mona. Thank you, Jim.
All right, that brings up our next angler. Tommy Biffle is next. Tommy weighed in 2 fish in the first round. He is now 12 pounds in the deficit, so that's what we need to retake the lead.
Dean Rojas at 16 pounds even. Tommy needs 12 pounds and 1 ounce to take the lead. There is fish number 1. And fish number 2, get Tommy catching a largemouth also. He's 12 pounds, 1 ounce. This will be his limit fish. 3 fish, that makes 5 he's weighed in total. 3 fish, their total weight, 9 pounds even, not quite enough today.
Yeah, Charlie, I knew I needed a big bite all day long and caught a lot of fish. I think the cloudy weather hurt me today. I was catching them flipping in bushes, and they're out running around, playing in the grass, and not up there where they need to be.
Well, you caught them all week long, not enough today. Great round of applause for our Chevy Poe, Tommy Biffle.
Thank you.
All right, we've weighed out 4, 6 remain. Let's begin now with Rick Clunn. Rick has brought up 4 fish and needs, he needs more fish than what he has.
Champion Rick Clunn ran it in, only 4 keepers today.
Yeah, they just didn't want to play today with me. I was afraid of the cloudy weather. The first 2 days of practice, sunny, I did real good. I got on fish, and then it got cloudy, and I started to struggle even after knowing where the fish were. And I just can't figure out smallmouth. I've got a lot to learn about smallmouth on cloudy days. I can't figure them boogers out. When it's sunny, you can catch them. But when it gets cloudy for me, I just struggle with them.
Ricky Clunn can't figure them out. It is tough. Again, great champion Rick Clunn. Let's give him a great round of applause. Thank you, Rick.
All right, 5 anglers out, 5 anglers in. Sam Newby is coming up next. Sam has weighed in 3 fish and needs 7 pounds and 8 ounces to retake the lead.
7, 8. You'll have to have 2 really good fish. There's one that weighs in the 3-pound range, so he'll need a 4.5 pounder. And that's going to be close. That's his limit. Again, he needs 7 pounds, 8 ounces to overtake Dean Rojas. He has 2 fish here and their weight. £7 pounds, 8 ounces by 1 ounce, the new leader. And that spells disaster for Dean Rojas. Man, alive, right on track all week long, and he got you by 1 ounce here.
You know, Charlie, that's okay, you know, because, folks, I fished a perfect tournament. I never lost a fish all week, made good decisions, and caught limits of fish every day. And, you know, if Sam wins, and he deserves it, you know, I did my best.
Absolutely. You fished almost flawlessly all week long. What was your plan? You had a great plan going through.
Traditionally, here on Champlain, all the homework that I've done, it takes largemouth to win. And I knew that with the spawn coming out, that was my strength, and that's where I needed to be. And that's what I did. I targeted. I had some smallmouth fish going as a backup pattern, but my main pattern was largemouth. And I figure I can catch 16, 17, possibly 18 pounds a day, get me into the top 20, and then eventually the top 10, and slug it out on Saturday. And looks like I came up an ounce shy. But like I said, Charlie, I'm very happy with my performance. I fished a perfect tournament, just 1 ounce short.
Yamaha Pro Dean Rojas didn't win this one, but he will be back. Dean Rojas, great job.
Okay, David Dudley is coming up next. David's weighed in 4 fish. David represents the first of our final 4 anglers in the quest to now knock off Sam Newby, who is our leader. David needs 6 pounds, 15 ounces.
That's a beautiful fish, but it won't weigh in that category. But again, a limit here, a nice solid fish here that weighs 3 pounds, 4 ounces, 3-4. A great day for you.
Yeah, I'm blessed beyond measures. The Lord's blessed me well this week. I truly had to rely on Him as always the whole week, and probably messed up a little bit today. I went for the largemouth, and I needed the sun, and my gut kept telling me quit and leave them things alone and go for the smallmouth. So I did the last hour and started culling, and you know, hindsight's 20/20. But
David Dudley, our M1 champion, a great job here. Let's give him a great round of applause.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have weighed out 7 anglers. Sam Newby, Todd Otten, and Mark Harden remain in the quest for the championship. We will find out who our champion is coming up when we come back. Here is your leaderboard as we work our way through our top 10 anglers. Sam Newby is out in front. Dean Rojas is in second place. He has weighed out. So also has Jim Moyna, Scott Martin, and Tommy Biffle. That's your top 5. And then next up in 6th place, David Dudley, followed by Todd Otten and Mark Harden. Both of those anglers still have fish to weigh in potentially and could take this lead. Jay Ellis and Rick Clunn round out your top 10. Our leader is Sam Newby. He is with Charlie Evans. Charlie?
Sam Newby of Pensacola, Oklahoma, you're on the top board now, only 2 remaining.
Well, let's just see what they got.
No, we're not quite ready to weigh those in yet. We're going to, again, tell us about your fishing day today.
Well, I had to change up a little bit today. I've been flipping bushes all week, and today it clouded up, and the fish didn't really get in the bushes, and I had to go to a fluke, and I had one place I had some fish on a bed that I didn't know if they were still there or not. They were there Wednesday, and I tried to stay off of them, and I made the gamble and ran down there today, and they were there, and there were even some more there. So everything worked out great.
Even more fish than when you left on Wednesday, but you hadn't been back there until today. That's taking an awful big chance.
Yeah. Well, this is the day to take a chance if you're going to take one.
Again, when it's cloud cover, you were flipping bushes. You really wanted sunshine for those bush fish to work.
Oh, yeah. I was really worried this morning when the clouds came in and no wind, and I didn't know if I could catch them or not. And I had to change, like I say, I had to change and go to a fluke to catch them. But
we got you here with throwing that fluke. You look like you're out in the middle of the weeds.
Yeah, that fish right there came on a fluke out in front of the bushes in the weeds.
What color fluke are you using?
It was a
Couldn't
white
stand
with
a fluke.
It had blue and silver crystal in the back.
Now you've switched completely into some heavy cover.
I caught a few fish out of the willows, but not a whole lot.
That fish is way back there.
Yeah, I think I wound up culling that fish.
But that's got to be scary. Look at that dangling out there in the air where you're trying to get to him.
Yeah, at the time I wanted it real bad.
Maybe $210,000 hanging out there.
Yeah.
All right, got it in. You sure you didn't weigh that fish?
I don't think I did.
Back to the fluke?
No, these right here was my sight fish, I think.
And what are you throwing there?
A jig.
So you're using a lot of different baits.
No, that there was my smallmouth this morning. I caught it on a jerk bait.
Jerk bait. So you are using a variety of lures, fishing both largemouth and smallmouth.
Yeah, I've been stopping in on this one place every morning, catching 2 or 3 smallmouth pretty quick and just trying to get things started.
It looks like that one there, you got him back in the boat. And again, that may be the fish there that puts you over the top. I don't know. We still got 2 dynamite guys out there that could knock you off the top.
Yeah, let's see what they got.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk you up to the front there and watch these last 2 weigh in and see if they can come enough to knock you out. Sam Newby, our leader, Carlton.
Okay, Sam Newby has 16 pounds and 1 ounce, and Sam will come up and watch now as we bring up Mark Harden. Mark will bring up his 5th and final fish. He needs a whopper, 6 pounds and 4 ounces to take the lead. Here comes Mark. He's got a big grin on his face. We'll see if he has a big fish.
He's going to need a huge fish. That's a beautiful fish, but it's not going to be big enough. This fish weighs in at... It is alive as all of our fish have been. Get them right back out into Lake Champlain.
Fish wants some extra fin time there.
Was that tough to get in the boat?
No, that one wouldn't.
All right. 2 pounds. Just relax, Sam. 2 pounds, 6 ounces, not enough, but again, I had a great week.
It was fabulous. I've been looking forward to this ever since it was announced, and what a great fishery you have here. This is my favorite place to come, and I've always had success up here at catching these smallmouth, and I'd fished a place down south the first 2 days and was catching some good quality smallmouth down there, and then the third day I couldn't go, or I chose not to go. It would have been iffy if I could have got down there with the wind the way it was, and then today there was a big tournament going out of the south end, I was told, something like 200 boats, so I chose not to go down there because some of the guys I had seen while I was fishing were down there practicing around me and fishing where I was fishing. So I chose not to go and stayed up here. And I had a place pretty close to here, and I started on this morning. I never got bit. I had 5 bites off of it yesterday morning, and I never got bit this morning. Well, I wound up on it this afternoon, and we didn't have 10 minutes. And the last 2 or 3 casts, I caught a walleye, and I had 2 good smallmouth come up, which it probably wouldn't have been enough to...
Not quite enough for him, but did a great job. Mark Harden, super job. 1 more man remaining, Sam Newby.
Okay.
Let's get him up here, too.
Get him up here fast, he says,
Here
Carlton.
comes Todd Otten. Todd is the last man who can take the title away from Sam Newby. He needs a 5-pound, 4-ounce fish.
And Sam says that one's not going to be big enough. This one here weighs in at 2 pounds, 11 ounces. We have a champion, Sam Newby.
Sam Newby, your 2002 Forrest Wood Open champion. Sam, it's been an incredible year, and what a thrilling finish to the regular season.
I don't know what to say right now. I've been shooting at this all year, and it finally happened.
Fantastic. Well, we will take a quick break. We'll hear more from our champion and wrap up our leaderboard coming up when we come back. FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Castrol, the only motor oil that provides maximum protection. Castrol GTX, drive hard. By Yamaha, when you want the best. By Conseco, step up. And by U.S. Bank, home of the 5-star service guarantee. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Sam Newby and his family, and a $210,000 check presented by Dave Lonsberry of Kellogg's. Sam Newby, your champion. You have seen the best in professional fishing once again on FLW Outdoors. Sam Newby, your newest champion as we wrap up the regular season. The FLW Tour Championship awaits, and be sure to tune in next week as we will wrap up all of the exciting action on FLW Outdoors. Here's a look at your final leaderboard. Thanks for watching, everybody, on FLW Outdoors.
Casting it out, reeling it in. Got me a bite, let the fun begin. Gone fishing. Well, she takes the bait, gonna give it some slack. She's a trophy winner, and I'm bringing her back.